Okay, welcome to part 2 of the normal mapping tutorial, and today I'm gonna put diamond plates on this headache rack that I've made from a previous tutorial. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is before exporting your model from Blender, you're gonna go to Mesh, UV Unwrap, and click Smart UV Unwrap. This is very important. This is just to unwrap the model so that the normal map texture will wrap around it very easily and not look ugly. But what I normally like to do, I'm gonna try and experiment here as well, because I'm just getting used to normal mapping. Let me show you what I've done recently. This is for a truck I've been working on, a private truck. Screenshots. This is what I've done recently. I've made it changeable, also black, and it is also in Chrome. The steps are also normal mapped. And okay, the grill for the truck is also normal mapped too. The hood, the radiator. So let's begin. Cancel. Don't close. And close. This I pre-configured the def file already. There's nothing simple, just the same way you create a def file. Okay, so normally what I do is, I don't know if I can pick, well, I'll just use a small render. I'm going to try something else too. So ambient, you don't have to do this, you can skip ahead, it's not important. The most important part is that you unwrap your model with Smart UV Unwrap. That's the most important part. So you can skip ahead if you want. So I'm just gonna put like 15. Yeah, I want 15 bake. Okay, and now new texture. I don't know if Blender supports normal map, because when you create the material, so let me just delete these materials, because this material will have an effect on the bake of the material. Normally when you create a material for a model with the Blender SCS tool, you see diff.spec.env, whatever diff.loom, fake shadow, occlusion, whatever, but there's no bump map. See, there's no bump map. You're supposed to see bump map, whatever, but there is none. I don't know how to use it, but if you guys know how to use it, you guys can give me a hand or give me a shout. But let's get back to the tutorial. Let's just bake this. I'm running a dual core i5 at 2.8 gigahertz, and also running Open Broadcast, zmod, Blender, Firefox, and Steam right now. So I'm not sure about the performance, or it probably slowed down my computer a bit. This is a laptop. Let's see performance. I don't think I should bake on this, but hey, whatever. Bake, ambient occlusion. Oh, it actually is baking. Okay, no need to worry then. I'm uploading part 1 as we speak. And basically you can get the textures online if you're too lazy to make them. I've made some recently, but if you type in normal mapping, I'm pretty sure you can find some online. Excuse me. And this is the stuff that normal mapping can do. Because this wall is probably, this map is probably see, look at this one. And remember, I'm not an expert. So sometimes I just experiment, and sometimes it comes out good, and sometimes it doesn't. Well, okay, these are some of the stuff normal mapping can do. So in the meantime, that is baking. Let's look at some of the stuff we can do. This is just a stock cube. This is like this is a 6-face cube with only 6 faces, no additional faces, no high poly cube. This is just a regular cube that you start out with Blender and you add your normal mapping texture to. That's how it looks. Or just regular UV sphere. It's done baking. Okay. Let's say image, save image as let's call it AO desktop. I might just save everything I'm currently working on my desktop. Okay, new folder. Where is it again? New folder 4, I think. Oh yeah, RS. It's in the RS, the tools folder. Tools RS. You can delete this. Not gonna be needed anymore. I just made a train horn for my truck with working sound. Chrome gold, blah blah blah, whatever. It's there. For this tutorial, I probably make 2 racks, 2 experimental racks, because one of my subscriber asked me how do I make the gold texture. So I should show you guys how to do it. Okay, if you guys subscribe to my channel, I've told you guys to download DTX BMP. It is free and a good software to use to convert your textures. So from previous tutorial, look, we made the CAD. No big deal, just save it at DTX texture. It doesn't have to have any alpha. At least I think it doesn't have to have any alpha. I'm gonna go to my tools folder. This is my Blender tool folder, the one that converts your file. Let's save it there. And file, open, look for AO. Tools, RS, V control, upgrade Dan Clark texture, and save. Now, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna export the model as a wave font, or you can do it as 3ds, whichever one, but my favorite is wave font, and it sometimes fail me. I normally, like, if I'm doing a truck in Blender and I AO bake it and I wanted to skin and I made a skinnable version, I put 2 UV layers on it. Sometimes I export it and it only exports it to 1 UV layer, so I have to do it over. So what I normally do is just export it with the Blender tool, add the materials and the textures and export it with the Blender tool. It is way faster. So when I import it in zmod, the texture file, the matte files and the texture files are already created, so I don't really have to do much work. Now, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna export this. Export it over the rack file that I just imported, and let's open up this, import it into Blender, desktop, rack, import, and this is the rack. It's gonna need to go up. Let's see, front, auto, modify, move on the y-axis. I've highlighted this. Move on the y-axis and move on the x-axis. That should do it. Now let's go on and create the materials. These are materials from the W900L. Just delete them, I guess, from the bumper from the W900L. So just go ahead and delete the stock materials, and you're gonna create a new material. And trying to figure out what shader I should use. Yeah, go to bump. You got to go to, remember to pull this on it, name it whatever you want to name it. I'll just call it rack 1 because we're gonna need a Chrome version, and the adapt is gonna be diff dot spec dot add dot nv, and we're gonna pull bump map diff.spec.nv onto it, and then now we're gonna go no alpha blend, turn this off, the typical way you make Chrome. I've started AO baking all my Chrome objects on all my trucks. It makes a difference. It really makes it look aluminum. UV channel 1, and for your bump map, that is your desktop tools RS template texture is your normal map texture. Sorry about that. Okay, close it. Now for this is the one that's gonna have the wrap texture on. So let's look in editing 3D view. This is how it looks so far. Don't worry about the bulges on it, that we'll be fixing that later. As you can see, this looks like you can actually touch them. They're actually 3D. Now let's go back into the material and work on the material. I realized AO baking your Chrome materials actually makes a difference, so I've been doing it a lot lately. Why did I use cab? Shouldn't have used that. Add AO. Okay. Okay, now, and we're gonna put this at UV map 1, clamp, make sure this is turned up, and put this at UV map 2 and wrap. Let's see where it is, and then look for the NV map, and oh yeah, it's already here. So material vehicle reflection DDS. You're gonna say, Jordan, but it's gone. Don't worry about that. We're gonna go to mapping, edit UV mapping, edit UV mapping layer channel 2, and hold on, let me double check. Actually double check, and the bump map is on UV channel 2. So mapping, edit UV mapping, a copy from UV channel 1, force on rack. Yeah, did I accidentally do something? Oh, yeah, I was wondering what the hell was going on. Now, see, it has, I think it has, I can't tell if it has a stable texture or not. Excuse me. Okay, now, so what you're gonna do is after you copied all of it, you're gonna highlight it, and then you're gonna go to scale. And then now I normally press X and bring the, I think it's the cursor into the center of your mapping so you can scale it properly. And make sure you have your 3D view so you can see what's going on. You want it as big as possible. Let me turn down the reflection so we can see what's going on. Probably just leave it on low. That should do it. And it's actually perfect. But if it's David James, he's gonna say, oh, they're too big and whatnot. I actually like them big, because the smaller they are, you can't actually see the detail. Oh yeah, the AO is actually working, see? Okay, don't worry about that, just make them to how you want it. And we're actually done. Now left, and then we're gonna go now to, we're gonna isolate the model, and then go to, we were already isolated, go to vertices, format, and then add UV layer, UV channels 2, then click apply. Now we're gonna make the Chrome text. We're gonna make 2 versions of this rack. I forgot, yeah. For what's his name? For Jake. And shout out to SCS Games. You're a cool dude. And let's go back to zmod. We're gonna just make a new texture. This is gonna be Chrome, just Chrome. Okay, now let's go back over to, for that, should this normally load over the Chrome text view. We're gonna make one in gold. I'm not sure how this one will it will turn out, so just add and then go to Chrome. Remember to make this detail.alpha. Sometimes I forget to do it, and even though the game automatically corrects it, but sometimes I don't want to be corrected. I'm not gonna make the reflection too high. Don't like high reflection. It kills your graphics, your frames per second. Even though I don't have a problem with frames per second, I'm running on ultra at what, 230 35 frames per second in American Truck Simulator. You don't really need much. You don't really need much more. And that's it. That's how you create Chrome. Now these pieces are gonna be Chrome, so let's just isolate them. Go to polygons in Chrome, and that's it. That's how you make normal map textures, or 2D textures is what this other name is called, or bump map. Okay, I think I can put these in. See, everything has a texture. It should be. Alright, let's export. So file, export to tools, rs, Dan Clark, go browse, tools, rs, okay, rsrc, see, I forgot to do it on rack, but it's okay because it will automatically do it for me. But I like to export and see a clean sheet. I don't want to see any errors or anything. I forgot to add Chrome. No, this one was the AO. The other one should be Chrome. Let me just clear this. You see a clean sheet. Okay, now I'm just gonna add one here. I think I did something wrong. Oh yeah, I didn't. It's okay, really. We can adapt. Change the name from rack 1 to rack 2. And for the gold texture I used where is it? Thought I sent it to you today. It's not that video. I think it's this one, yeah. Yeah, I use metallic gold. That's this hex code. If you don't know how to do it, basically what you do is just pull this over and go to UV image editor, new, click color, and then paste the hex code. Paste the hex code and then click OK, and click image, save as, and whatever you want to save it as and where you want to save it. Then you convert it to a DDS texture with DDS BMP. Well, let's go back to zmod and then wow, every one of my tutorials are long. I really want to cut them down. Okay, now let's go back over to, let's add the gold texture. Add, go DDS. Okay. The reflection has to be high on it. I'm not sure how this will come out, but if it comes out okay, then it's okay. So file, export, and rack 2. Oh, rack 1. Sorry about that. Export. Doesn't really matter. Rack 1 and export. And that's about it. Now let's go back over to RS and so now once all the textures out here, that's what I forgot to do, but it's no big deal. Just copy it. Copy the texture, don't copy the TOBJ because it will replace the ones that are already out there. AO cap, chrome, gold, and that's about it. There's nothing else to it really, and I've already pre-configured the def file. Is what the def file is for the W900L rack, and shape 1 W900 head, save, and then change this to shape 2 head rack 1, and click file, save as shape 2, and then click save, and that's pretty much it. Actually, where did I save that def file? Oh, okay, let me finish something first. This is not important right now. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna put the model inside this one because I've deleted the model with the headache rack. I think I've lost that headache rack. I probably have to go make it over, or I think it's on my Peterbilt. So let's go back to RS, go to desktop, and tools, and just copy this. Go to desktop again, new folder 7, and paste. I think I should delete the material folder. I don't want it. Anyways, let's click add to archive, and just call test v1 because normally when I do something it doesn't comes out very right the first try. Rarely that happens. Now let's copy this here mod folder, launch the game, and copy it. file a bit. Mods and always affects the interior, because that's what happened on my truck the last time I did this, and I had to rebuild because there was some high poly boxes on the truck, and I add normal mapping textures to it, and that happened. This bumper. Oh, sorry, I'm a bit hot right now. Caribbean for you. It doesn't really matter the position on the truck. Okay. Anyways, the tutorial is finished basically, but I can spare 5 more minutes, make it a 45-minute video. File, save, and just save it as rack. I thought I lost this rack a couple months ago. File, import, no, file new, import, new folder 7, vehicle, truck, Kenworth. I think it's something to do with the cab. It's the problem to finding it. It's finding it. Let's see. This is okay, that should be there. The next tutorial I'll probably teach you guys how to do light mask. If you guys are interested in learning about light mask, you should give me a shout. Okay, that should fix it. Now let me export it again. Export folder 7. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. Sometimes I think it hates me or something. Let's go ahead and this doesn't have anything to do with the rack. What happened is when I was adding the node to add the rack, probably added another UV layer to the truck. It's not. But see, the rack is okay.